Hey guys, it's the lineup show. I appreciate you for watching. I'm going to go over the Sunday slate for you guys, the main slate. So less teams today since we had so many games during the week, but still going to be fun. So I'm going to try to make this one quick for you guys as usual. I don't like Josh Allen's matchup here against Philadelphia. He averages 24.2 fantasy points a game, however, so he could still get points on these guys, but I don't like the matchup. I'm not going to pay up for him. I like Drake May actually quite a bit here against the Jets. The Jets are 26th against the quarterback. They're 13th in pass yards allowed per game, but he likes to run, and they are... what were they against the run, guys? They were 28th in rush yards allowed per game. Drake May does, if he doesn't like to run, he at least does run. So, and he runs pretty effectively. So I like Drake May here. Don't like Jalen Hurts' matchup against the Bills at all. But again, he's such an elite quarterback. He could still get points. I just don't love the matchup. Joe Burrow, coming off a 32-point fantasy game, playing the Cardinals, who are 13th against the quarterback, 23rd in pass yards allowed per game on average. I expect him to do okay. I don't expect him to do great. I expect him to do okay. I do expect Trevor Lawrence to have a really good game here against the Colts. The Colts are 18th against the quarterback, but they're 31st against the pass, giving up in pass yards allowed per game. They give up 250.7 on average a game. I was thinking about playing him as my quarterback, but I actually like Jacoby Brissett here. For me, I've just kind of liked him all year. He's playing the Bengals, who are 28th against the quarterback, 29th in pass yards allowed per game. And last week was the first game he's had since he's been starting. I don't believe he started in week 5 or 2. I think he came in for an injured quarterback for Kyler Murray. And anyways, since then, week 16 is the first game he's had under 20 points. That is the most consistent I have seen from any quarterback. And he's just got a great matchup today, so I'm going to play him. Personally, I don't really care for Sam Darnold's matchup here. Miami's 24th against the quarterback for Baker Mayfield, and 14th in pass yards allowed per game. So I don't think he'll necessarily have a bad game, but I think it's a good matchup, a decent matchup, but I don't think it'll be great. Kind of same thing with Jackson Dart. I don't expect him to be great, but it's just kind of an okay one. And Tyler Shuck, I actually do think has a pretty solid matchup against the Titans, who are 22nd against the quarterback, 22nd in pass yards allowed per game. Don't like Aaron Rodgers here. Don't care for Bryce Young in this one. Sanders, I think, could have a good game. Pittsburgh's 29th against the quarterback, 30th against the pass. If there's going to be a good week for him to have a good game, then this would be one of them for sure. Phillip Rivers, I think, also could have a decent game. Jaguars are 21st against the quarterback, 25th in pass yards allowed per game. I think that one's going to be a battle for him and the Colts. I think he could have a good game. I do. Let's see. Tyrod Taylor, I don't really like that matchup. Just looking down at other quarterbacks I might like. I do like Quinn Ewers' matchup here. Not sure that I would want to play him just because he doesn't have much experience, but the Buccaneers are 31st against the quarterback, 26th in pass yards allowed per game. So it's a pretty solid matchup for him. And he's good enough to be in the league, good enough to start apparently. So why not? I mean, it's a good cheap option for you guys. And also Geno Smith, really cheap option. I understand he hasn't done great, but I think it's a team effort. I don't know that it's all on him. And Geno is playing the Giants, who are 27th against the quarterback, 21st in pass yards allowed per game. I think Geno Smith at 4,400 could have a really good game. And that's really all the quarterbacks I care to go over. I'm going to go with Brissett, like I said before. Running back wise, I do somewhat like Devon Achane. Kind of. Tampa Bay's 21st against the running back, but they're 7th in rush yards allowed per game, so they're not bad there. I think what I'm going to do is pause the video. That is what I actually did. I apologize, guys. My 18-month-old son just came in the room, and I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, but I put it on pause, and that's what that was. So if you hear any noise in the background, my apologies for that as well. But anyways, I want to hurry up and get this up for you guys. So we have James Cook as well, with a great matchup here against Philadelphia. I thought Philly's 23rd against the running back position, 21st in rush yards allowed per game. And Cook has just been tearing it up this year, averaging 21.5 fantasy points a game. Don't like Jonathan Taylor's matchup, but he's Jonathan Taylor. Saquon Barkley, I do like his matchup. I don't know that I want to pay up for him, but the Bills are 29th against the running back, 29th in rush yards allowed per game. I think he's going to tear it up today. I think I like even more Chase Brown with 32.9 fantasy points coming in this game against the Cardinals, who are 30th against the running back, 24th in rush yards allowed per game on average. I will be playing Chase Brown today. I heard that Travis Etienne Jr. is chalky today. I don't see it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing something, but the Colts are 13th against the running back, 5th in rush yards allowed per game. I don't see it. I don't. If you guys do, please let the rest of us know, but I don't see why people are liking him today. Don't like Jaylen Warren here. Do like Travion Henderson, at least his matchup. He's playing the Jets. They're 27th against the running back position, 28th in rush yards allowed per game. I think that's a swell matchup right there. Bucky Irving, same thing. I dig his matchup. The Dolphins are 25th against the running back, 26th in rush yards allowed per game on average. I like him quite a bit here. I like Ashton Genty, who I am also going to be playing, coming off a 34.8 fantasy point game. I'd imagine he might be chalky here. Giants are 31st against the running back, 31st in rush yards allowed per game. It's a great matchup, and he's coming off a huge game. I like it. Going to skip over some players here. I do want to mention Kenneth Walker III, because he had a matchup last week that I did not like. And I think I even said I had no interest in him, and he put up 28.4 fantasy points. So I was regretting that. The Panthers are 24th against the running back, 19th in rush yards allowed per game on average. So there you have it there. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to skip over a whole lot of people. Wanted to check up. I don't hate Tyrone Tracy Jr.'s matchup. But I wanted to come down here. I think as a flex option, I'm going to play Michael Carter today. He doesn't average much, 7.8 fantasy points a game. I think this would be his third week, maybe as the starter, it looks like. I don't even know if he started the last two games, but he had a decent amount of carries. But the Bengals is the team that he's playing, who are 32nd against the running back, 32nd in rush yards allowed per game. I want to play him as a flex, and that's pretty much it as far as running backs go for me that I care to to look at, I think, guys. If I'm missing somebody important, let us know, but I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to throw in Chase Brown. I'm going to throw in Ashton Genty, and then as the flex, I'm just going to come down here and throw in Michael Carter. I'm going to go over tight ends first. And normally I do wide receivers. I'm going to go over tight ends. Honestly, I didn't even look at all of them because I'm playing Trey McBride. Trey McBride's averaging 19.2 fantasy points a game. Cincinnati's 32nd against the tight end. There's just no way I'm not playing him today. Harold Fannin Jr.'s got a great game, great matchup, at least against Pittsburgh, who's 30th against the tight end. 30th in pass yards allowed per game. If he plays, he is questionable, but if he plays, he should have a good game. Like Hunter Henry's matchup, Jets are 20th against the tight end. Like Tyler Warren's, Jacksonville's 23rd against the tight end. Heard some talk about Jawan Johnson. That looks okay to me. It doesn't look great. Looks okay. I actually like Brenton Strange better. Colts are 29th against the tight end. I actually like him here quite a bit. Quite a bit, actually. Then you have Darren Waller. There's a very talented wide receiver. Buccaneers are 24th against the tight end. He'd be a good one. Gesicki has a good matchup against Arizona. Arizona's 24th against the tight end. Don't hate the idea of Barner, but I don't love it. Cade Otton has a great matchup. Miami's 31st against the tight end, but he only averages 6.6 fantasy points a game this year, so I have no interest there. Mason Taylor's out. He did have a good matchup, so I would say Ruckert would be the next guy, I think. And New England's 26th against the tight ends, so... And Njoku being out is only going to help Harold Fannin Jr., so keep that in mind just as I look over that. If Fant plays, that's a good matchup for him. And then Sanders has a good matchup as well, but I think that's it. Tight end wise, guys, I'm going Trey McBride. I don't think he could talk me out of it. Now I'm going to go over defenses. The wide receivers did not excite me today. So, as far as defenses I like the Patriots against the Jets. Jets are 28th against the Patriots, or against the defense. I'm sorry. I like the Seahawks more for some reason. They average 10.5 fantasy points a game. Carolina's 21st against the defense. I like the Saints defense. They average 6.6 against Tennessee, who's 28th against the defense. I don't know that I trust the Jaguars against the Colts here. It's a tough matchup for them, but they do have a solid defense this year. I like the Steelers playing Cleveland, who are 30th against the defense. Bengals have a good matchup, but they don't average much. Same thing with the Buccaneers. Same thing with the Giants and the Titans and the Cardinals. They all have good matchups, but they don't average enough for me to be interested. If they're not good, they're not good. It's kind of how I see it. But any given Sunday, right? I'm going to go with the Seahawks here against Carolina, personally. There are a couple of those defenses that I really did like their matchups, but for some reason, I just like Seattle's defense. They're tearing it up this year. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Not crazy about his matchup. Their Panthers are 13th against the wide receiver, 16th in pass yards allowed per game. I don't love that matchup, but he averages 23.8 a game. I'd imagine he's going to get over 20 fantasy points this week. Same thing with Jamar Chase. I don't love the matchup. Cardinals are 14th against the wide receiver, but I'd expect him to get probably over 20 fantasy points. Olave actually looks pretty good here as well. if he plays. He is questionable, so make sure if you want to play him. Titans are 22nd against the wide receiver. I kind of dig it, but I don't necessarily love it. I don't want to pay up that much for a receiver who averages 16.6 a game. I guess that's not really paying up. He's not priced that much, but there's still cheaper options that I like better. I'd imagine Higgins will get some points. Not sure he'll get a ton. I like Robinson's matchup for sure. I almost said Oakland again, guys. Las Vegas is 23rd against the wide receiver. He should be able to have a solid game. I don't think it's going to be great, but solid. And then I really do like Jacoby Myers here. But even on 8 targets last week, he only had 8.6 fantasy points. But the Colts are 31st against the wide receiver position. I will be playing Jacoby Myers. Brian Thomas Jr., I also like the matchup, but I'm not going to play him either. He only got 3.8 fantasy points last week. But I like both of those matchups, so I don't know that you could go wrong with either of them necessarily. Parker Washington, man, he's been tearing it up. 29.5 fantasy points last week. Colts, like we said, are 31st against the tight end. I'm going to play him as well, I believe. And I kind of skipped over Alex Pierce. Alex Pierce looks solid here. I don't know why I did not. I'm sorry, Alec Pierce. I don't know why I skipped over him when I made my lineup. I did make my lineup already. He was not in it, but I'm kind of rethinking. Jaguars are 21st against the wide receiver, 25th in pass yards allowed per game. I like him. And I also like Josh Downs. Josh Downs got 9 targets last week. Jerry Jeudy, I like the matchup. I'm just not liking the Browns offense right now, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. I don't love it. I'm skipping over a lot of guys here, but I'm trying to get through this quickly, and I don't really care for any of those guys. I do like Trey Tucker. He got 5 targets last week, 9.4 fantasy points. He's going to be chalky, I think, but I like him against the Giants, who are 25th against the wide receiver. And there you have it, guys. That's pretty much the ones that I like. I believe what I did was I played Trey Tucker instead of Josh Downs, though I did like Josh Downs. And I like Alec Pierce a lot. I just wasn't paying any attention to him for some reason because I was focused on Washington. Pittman I like okay. Not as much as Alec Pierce. But I do like Parker Washington. And I'm going cheaper on the wide receivers just because of salary cap. If it wasn't because of that, I'd probably throw in Chase and Njigba. That's originally who I wanted. But then I put in Jacoby Myers. And I'll be honest with you, now that I have Parker Washington, I'm almost thinking not playing Jacoby Myers and playing Alec Pierce instead. And I had Trey Tucker in here. That leaves me with 500 salary. Wonder what happens if I play Alec Pierce instead of Jacoby Myers. What that opens up down here, 4,900. That would allow me to play Pittman or Mitchell. And Josh Downs. So I did like Josh Downs quite a bit. But I also like Trey Tucker's matchup this week as well. So let me know who you guys like. Do you like Trey Tucker or do you like Josh Downs? Josh Downs had 9 targets last week. So I think it's tempting not to throw him in there. And that would leave me with 700. Then I have two Colts. But there you have it, guys. Those are the players I like for for the most part, you see the lineup that I like here. It's not set in stone, but yeah, I wish you the best for your lineup today, and I apologize for getting this video up late, but thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.